What's going on, everyone? Moose here, Airguns of Michigan, and look here, we have the brand new Brocock Ghost. This is this one here in particular is a Ghost Plus. It's in 177 caliber. It is an 18. Actually, let me see here. Yep, it's an 18 foot-pound gun. So. Pretty sweet. I wish it was the Ghost HP and the high power, but it's okay. So I've been shooting this thing for about a week, and I've changed the regulator a little bit and kind of tuned it in and dialed it to where I thought it was shooting pretty darn good. Especially at 50 yards, in 177 with the short barrel. I mean, can it shoot 100? Sure. Is it going to be accurate? Not like it is at 50. So 50, 60, maybe 75 yards. Obviously wind really pushes around 177s. But we did try slugs. And then I brought out some other pellets today. I brought out the JSB Exacts in 8.1 or 4.4. I brought out the redesigns in 13.43. I brought out the Terminators in 7.25. I brought out the Polymags in 8 grain. And what it really likes is these JSB Exact heavy Diabolos. In the 10.34. I'm having really good luck with those. I've got it shooting right around 935, and it's doing really good. We're gonna shoot a group. It does have the typical Daystate, Brocock type magazine, nice flip open door, easy to load. But it's been an absolute pleasure. We've got it topped with a Hawk Sidewinder 30. We've got the Eagle Vision Infinity FAE L50 mount on top. I love this mount. I love this mount. You guys know me, man. I'm an Eagle Vision fan, and this mount is just awesome. I didn't have a pair of extra Eagle Vision rings laying around, so I threw my Hawk onto this Infinity mount. Let's see, a couple more things to talk about. It comes in a Ghost carbine with a barrel length of 17 inches and a overall length of 26 inches. Bottle size on the Ghost carbine is a 300cc highlight, 250 bar fill. It is Huma Air regulated. That one comes in 177 and 22, both 18 and 35 foot-pounds for the 22. 20, it does have a power wheel in the back. We're going to talk about that in a second. Let's see here. Then we have the Ghost Plus, which this one is. This is 29 inches overall, 17-inch barrel, 480cc bottle, 250 bar fill. Still a 177 and 22. Then we have the Ghost HP, which is their high power. It comes in 177, 22, 25, and 30. It still carries a 480cc highlight bottle. It would have been nice to see maybe a 580, but it's okay. 250 bar fill. But in the 177, it really jumps up from that 18 foot-pounds up to 31 foot-pounds. 22 will handle up to 65 foot-pounds, 25 up to 70, and 30 up to 100 foot-pounds. So anyway, it does also have the same magazines, obviously, but the power wheel on this, I noticed, doesn't really make a huge difference. It's not what I expected. I would have expected it's 20 positions. I would have expected from 20 down to 1 that I would have gotten a little bit more movement, but I really didn't. I only lost maybe 10 foot-pounds or 10 feet per second, so a little disappointing, but still. Regulator adjustment is right here up in the front here. It's easy to adjust. I've got this one set at about 125 bar. The trigger on this thing is absolutely phenomenal. The cocking bolt, it's a little gritty. It is. And I hate to say that, but you know, it's probably just the material that this is made out of. It's a very nice material. This gun, it has hardly any plastic on it at all. It's really, really well constructed. It's not super heavy. I don't know if they have a weight in here. They don't. But overall, it's a really, really great platform. It's very comfortable to shoot. It does have the adjustable pad in the back, so you can adjust it higher or lower. I'm sure that somebody's going to come out with a different one here. But with that being said, let's go ahead and shoot some. I want to make sure that my scope cam's still where it wants to be. Yep. And we'll go ahead and send a magazine down range here. Go ahead and turn this on. And see what we can put together. There was my first group that I shot previous to this. So let's just bring it over and shoot another one. Of course, we get a flyer right off the rip. I don't know why it's dropping, but it's grouping. Might just be the scope cam weighted down the scope, I don't know. Still grouping though, so that's all that matters. You can see my point of aim and my point of impact. I actually told the shop that owns this that I might not give it back. I actually really enjoy this air gun. And we do have more wind now. Of course we do. I think that was it. Yep, that was it. So there you have it. You know, is it more adjustable? Yes. Today I really kind of came out and threw a whole wide variety at it. But, you know, as you guys could see down there, I mean, you know, at 50 yards, you know, probably $half size groups, you know, 1.5 groups. I think this in the Ghost Plus in 177 would make a great small game gun. You know, do I think it's 50-yard bench capable? It's not the one that I would choose. I would choose to go up to the Ghost HP, which, you know, you can shoot much faster. You could probably put, you know, you could probably at that point get to the redesigns. The fastest I could get, well, I did adjust the regulator up to 150 bar, and I was shooting the redesigns, and they were right around 900 feet per second. I probably could have given it some more reg and, you know, got it up a little bit higher, but, you know, overall, you know, a very good performer. It shot the polymags well. The Terminators were, the 814s, I actually had the regulator down to about 100 bar, and they shot really well as well. But what I found that it kept coming back to was these 10-3s, especially with a light breeze. I want something a little bit heavier. I know that's like a crazy amount of, like, who cares? But, you know, it's just that little extra to help buck the wind a little bit. And, you know, and the trees are starting to move. You know, I wanted to get out here, excuse me, early to give this a review. But let's go ahead and take this off the scope here. This is on my Hawk, so it's got a big eyepiece on it. It makes it a little difficult to pull off the end of the Hawk. It's that rubber eyepiece that comes on the Hawks that it just doesn't seem to want to come off of. So, you know, hold on a second. Like I said, the gun itself is relatively lightweight. It's not real super heavy, but it's got a beautiful carbon fiber shroud on it. You could see that I did not have a moderator on it, and it's actually really quiet. Now, at one point, I did come across something that I was like, a little taken back by, and that was the fact that I had my hand up in the front here, and I was doing something, and I felt this burst of air. So I'm just sharing this with you guys because I don't want anybody to flip out. But what it is the exhaust port for the shroud is right here on the back. And I was catching it. I was catching the exhaust with my hand. And at first I was like, oh my gosh, the gun's like leaking, something's wrong. No, nothing's wrong. It did a great job. You know, this integrated shroud actually just helps redirect the air away from the end of the barrel and push it back in here, which kind of acts as a great entry-level moderator. You know, do I think you could use a moderator? I think it would be incredibly quiet with a moderator. It's really, like I said, quite quiet. That's really not that loud. You know, I mean, it's really not. Downrange, I'm sure it's a little louder, but overall, it does have dovetail on top with a step up here to a pick rail. Thank you for adding a pick rail. I love pick rails, and I think most of us do. But if in fact that you wanted to mount you know, some lower profile or get your scope down closer to the barrel, then you could certainly do that with a set of dovetail rings. Just take this top piece off. It does come off with 4 screws. You can slide it right off the end of the barrel, put your, you know, your high, you know, mounts here, and you know, get it up there. This obviously adds a lot of height. You can see the difference between the barrel and the scope itself. So, you know, but, you know, for shooting 50 yards, it's shot really, really well. It is a beard catcher. I will tell you that if you do have a beard like I do, and when you cycle the action, the probe carrier will travel down. Jiminy crickets. Oh, I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad. That's actually Eagle Vision liking photos that I sent them of another project I'm working on. But this probe carrier, well, when it comes back, it will grab your beard. You know, not a huge deal, but, you know, I had like, what the heck was that moment, you know, real quick. But, you know, you can hear this as well. Hear how it's a little gritty. And it doesn't stop it from actuating. This is actually really easy to maneuver forward and backwards. It's just, you know, I don't know. Maybe if you added a little bit of grease, or I don't know. If it was mine, maybe I would go in and polish those pieces so it glided a little bit softer, you know, and I didn't hear that kind of grit that you would expect. But the one thing that I really do not care for is this safety. And the reason is because, you know, you put your magazine in, you close your gun, you go to shoot, and the safety is right in front of the cocking mechanism. So when you go to shoot, you know, I mean, it's not really comfortable to be on your gun and go, oh man, what the heck, you know? So, you know, I have a tendency to kind of push that out of the way and then, you know, disengage the safety and then just reclose and pull my trigger. But, you know, part of it is, I guess it's not easily bumped, which is kind of nice, I suppose. Yeah. Bottle pressure on this side, flip the gun over, and we have our regulator pressure on this side. The fill port is underneath the bottom of the gun, so it's right here. And this little cap that they made, it feels like a polymer of some sort, but it's got a magnet in it. So when you stick it in there, it just jumps off your hand and snaps into place. Like I said, the one thing that really kind of irritated me a little bit was the fact that this 20 position power wheel really does not do a lot. Now, you know, is it something that maybe it'll work a little bit better if you got into the mechanism itself and worked on the hammer. I don't know. It's not my gun, so I'm not going to take it apart, but I can say if I end up with one, I will try to figure out if there's a way to actually make this function to a point where, let's say I have 10.34s and 8.4s, and you know, my 10.4s on max are shooting, you know, 900, and then I add the 8.4s and I'm, you know, or let's say 930 because that's what they're at, or 935, and then I want to shoot 8.4s. It'd be nice just to be able to turn this down a few notches and be able to shoot these, or have it tuned for the 13s and be able to shoot the 10s and the 8s just by adjusting the hammer. That's just simply not the case with this air gun. It's really all regulator adjusted, which is kind of, like I said, sad. I mean, it really is. You put this beautiful wheel back here that spins really well, and it's just not. It's not. It doesn't even matter. I don't even mess with it anymore. I tried in the beginning. I tried to do all kinds of adjustments and thinking, oh, maybe I can micro tune. Nope. Nope, no different. So like I said, maybe 10 feet a second from max to 1. So I mean, I guess technically it would do a little bit, but not enough that I would say, yay, you know, we've got this adjustment back here, because it just doesn't matter. It does have the pick rails on the side, which is really nice. I like that because I do have a chronograph reader, or if you wanted to do pesting with, you know, say like a night vision, like a PARD or an ATN or some kind of night vision, it does have the ability to clamp your IR light on the side, which is nice, or even, you know, your flashlight if you're just trying out in your backyard, you know, getting rid of pests. Make sure that you follow all your local laws. But the trigger, it does look like it has some screws. I don't know exactly how adjustable it is. I'm certain that it could be, but the trigger is absolutely what you would expect from a Brocock. It's very nice, adjustable trigger shoe, so you know you can move it down a little bit to, you know, get a little bit more leverage, make your trigger softer, or you know, you can turn it so that, you know, like I like my trigger shoes turned so they're sideways, so when I put my pad and my finger on there, I don't actually have to reach around the front. I can just set it on from, you know, like a 45-degree angle and barely even touch my triggers and they go off. It does have the cheek piece on it. It's not adjustable or anything like that, but it is functionable. It does work for the gun. It does have a small pick rail up here in the front. I'm sure that, you know, if you guys wanted to extend this to get your bipod out a little bit further out the front, it would be just fine. And it does appear to have just your standard AR-15 grip. I did not confirm that. I did not take this off, but it does appear the way that this is machined out that this is a stock AR type grip. So if you wanted to add your Ergo Air or something like that, you certainly could. But like I said, it's very rugged. It's very ruggedly built. You know, it's super, you know, clean. It does appear that here you can actually remove this side plate to get to your trigger mechanism. You know, I did not take this one apart. Like I said, it's not my gun. You know, overall, good job, Brocock. I like it. I do. I really do truly like this gun. It is definitely one that, you know, that I've really contemplated keeping in my collection. And like I said, I mean, if I don't know, I'm torn. I'm torn because I'd like it to be able to shoot slugs and be able to shoot them effectively. So, you know, having the longer barrel in the Ghost Plus with the 177, you know, I could certainly get those slugs traveling a little bit faster. But super happy to see all the Huma stuff on it. Huma makes the best stuff out there for regulators and all their accessories as well. You know, just like Eagle Vision, these guys are at the top of their game. So, you know, when you have a piece of art like this Brocock, you know, you want the best, and they did. They added the best. They added Huma, you know, and you could certainly add the Eagle Vision stuff, which is just going to enhance this gun to that world class of air guns. So. Yeah, 2 thumbs up, man. I dig it. I really, really do. You know, like I said, there's a few things that I would have liked to have seen a little bit different. You know, not having a beard catcher would have been great. You know, we are men, and a lot of us wear beards. You know, but I do like the idea. Like I said, this is a huge pro for me. Dovetail. If I want to just take this top rail off and get my scope sitting closer to my barrel, you know, center to center, makes a huge difference. But then having this to be able to get up there, so, you know, if I would have maybe put some lower mounts on it or something, you know, my scope would have been a little bit lower. But, you know, still at 50 yards, there's no real issue here whatsoever. So, yeah, great job, Brocock. You guys really knocked it out of the park. If you guys are interested, this air gun is available at High Pressure Pneumatics. You can go right to his website starting today. So I actually filmed this Tuesday, so I think Thursday this video will release, and you guys will be watching it, but I filmed it a couple days ago. You should be able to go ahead and reach out to High Pressure Pneumatics if you guys are interested. He's got this one, and I think he has a 20, he does. He has a 22 high power as well. So if you guys are interested in the Brocock Ghost, you know where to go, www.myhighpressureair.com. I am not an owner of that company, just a company that I support. But he does have them in stock right now. You can actually have this exact gun, and you know, it's shooting good. As a matter of fact, if you look at the chronograph numbers, I want to share these with you real quick. I did not change it from what I was shooting before, but and I'll put a screenshot of this. 932, 932, 932, 935, 932, 935, 935, 932, 932, and they just keep going. You know, so this gun is definitely shooting a standard deviation of ridiculous. Guaranteed it's under 2 with the last 10 shots that I just took. So super well done. And that's really the mechanism of the Huma. You know, those regulators are just bang out perfect. And this is the outcome that you get when you run the best of both worlds, right? Like I said, you've got Brocock, great company. You've got Huma, awesome company, and obviously Eagle Vision. So, but with that being said, I'm Moose. This is Airguns of Michigan. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this Brocock Ghost in 177 caliber, 18 foot-pound, and like I said, if you guys are interested, you saw the groups. This is easily a squirrel gun at 50 yards. Easy, all day long, probably 60, 75 yards even. But an awesome air gun, super friendly for backyard, especially you add yourself a 0 dB moderator or whatever your favorite moderator is. So, till next time, be good to each other, and God bless.